So I just recently learned today that Charlie Kirk was shot and later on pronounced dead at a rally, a university rally that he was speaking at today. Now this is absolutely, completely crazy to me because as far as I know, Charlie Kirk was a debater. He wasn't shooting, killing anybody, he wasn't causing any harm to anybody. All he really did was go to different university campuses, go to different platforms on the internet, talk to people that he disagreed with, made various points, and that was pretty much it. I think situations like this are extremely concerning, and it should enrage a good amount of people, no matter, whether you're on the left or the right wing of politics, because this is something that's bigger than left or right wing. A father, a husband, a son was just murdered today in a public execution in front of thousands of people that could have also been harmed. And there are people online laughing about it, celebrating it, because they disagreed with them. And it's crazy to me that a lot of these same people would be the ones preaching about empathy, about loving, everybody, making space in your heart for this and that and this and that. And it just all seems like a farce, a facade, just there for window dressing, just to sound good. But they don't really care, because if they did, the first thing out of their mouths when discussing Charlie Kirk wouldn't be whether or not this shooting was justified, wouldn't be, a quote that he said a while back about the Second Amendment, supporting it, that some people have to die. No, it would be that the shooting was horrible and that he shouldn't have died and that he should still be here to be able to clarify these things that you disagree with. It's just insane to me that, I'm just a regular guy. I don't do YouTube. I work a regular 9 to 5. I'm just an average guy, as average as they come. And it's crazy to me that I have to come onto a platform and express views that should be common sense to pretty much everybody. But, over the past couple hours or so, I've interacted with folks who seemingly just have a different set of morals, a set of morals that says, hey, if you speak certain things and you get killed, that's okay, or that's morally just, or maybe it shouldn't have happened, but he also shouldn't have blah, 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 or whatever whataboutism they could come up with at the time. It just makes no sense to me. What's craziest to me is thinking about the implications of why he was shot and why he was killed and why this happened. Because again, to my knowledge, he has not done anything to elicit this kind of response. He hasn't caused any grief or overwhelming harm to the point where he should be shot in front of thousands of people. And it's crazy to me because the only motive that I could think of that someone would have to shoot and kill him is either something personal against him or his politics, because I know a lot of people really don't like him because of his politics. And his politics are relatively just conservative. He's a Christian man, he aligns with a lot of things that Trump aligns himself with. And I guess because of that, people don't see him in the most favorable light. And it's like, I used to be very staunch, liberal and very much into left-wing politics and, Black Lives Matter, all that stuff. And it's just crazy because now that I have more views that are conservative, I don't agree with LGBTQ content being pushed towards elementary schools and kids and stuff like that. I don't agree with open borders and just having, anybody come in the country, and illegal immigration is a huge problem. Should I be shot because of these views? If I go to a public platform and say these things, if I go to a school campus and start talking about these things, do I need to be shot and killed because of that? Am I causing overwhelming harm to the point where harm against me is now justified? What sense does that make? These are just some unscripted thoughts as they pop into my head. I really don't have much else to say other than, this situation really does bring up a lot of hypocrisy and just a lot of blatant lying and just misinformation and just immorality about the whole situation going on. People trying to justify his death, people saying he deserved it, some folks even saying he's not human. It's just crazy. Rest in peace to Charlie Kirk. If you're the praying type, I'm not. I'm an atheist. I don't believe in any of that. But if you are the praying type, prayers up for Charlie and his family, because they definitely need it. If you're like me, you don't believe in prayer or anything like that, talk about it. Spread awareness, bring up things that you think are hypocritical, things that you think are a problem for society as a whole. Talk about these things. Bring it up. And don't be scared to say your truth or say the truth. I don't really believe in your truth or his truth or their truth. Don't be afraid to say the truth. Don't be afraid to say the things that might get you canceled or might seem controversial. To me, a lot of these things are just common sense. Violence is not okay. It's not okay to shoot. It's not okay to even punch or put your hands on somebody based off of a difference of opinion. Do y'all really understand how insane that is? What kind of insane precedent that sets for America and free speech in general? And for anybody to just be behind this, laughing at the situation, mocking, posting memes. I don't want to hear nothing about how the left is tolerant and loving and has all this empathy, because it's really only the left that I see is celebrating the death of people that they don't like. If you stuck with it so far, thank you for watching. Like I said, I'm not a YouTuber, but I am considering, giving some commentary on some current events and things like that happen. So appreciate you sticking around. If you like the video, check out some of my other socials, and